Who dares challenge Mukasons?
Shut up!
Here we have the first cartoon that I actually remember. I tried watching a couple episodes as a kid because it was plastered all over the channel. I wonder why. But I couldn't get into it. Again, 10-year-old me was there for Smosh, not girls. Ugh. And at the time, I would not be caught dead watching anime. In Ireland, that is an open invite to getting your shit kicked in. Despite that, it was one of their consistently biggest shows, running for an entire 30 whole episodes. Like Slow Your Roll, I can't even count that high. It features Oishi having to go to a normal high school IRL, with her father being a washed-up warrior and being fired. So it's just one big fish out of water show. Compared to what else was coming out, this was a super ambitious project, mixing live action and animation. And while it looks fairly rough around the edges, I can command the effort for sure. They even switched to rigs later on, which made it look a lot cleaner. It's clear that Ian and Anthony knew they had a winner on their hands. I wonder why. Even making an entire video on their main channel, dedicated to promoting it, where Oishi comes in and murders them. It definitely wasn't my kind of thing. Again, the only real joke they tell is, it's an anime girl in real life, and that isn't all that funny to me, but every now and then there was a line that made me laugh.
We will see Puss in Boots Part 2!
I could have seen a series like this going beyond a simple web cartoon. Looks like it fit right in over an Adult Swim or that Son of Zorn show on Fox. And even if 30 episodes doesn't seem like a lot, it's clear there were bigger plans for this character that never saw the light of day. As we're going to soon see, the initial show was cancelled in favor of a short mini-series we'll talk about down the line, but there was also a sequel series called Oishi Demon Hunter that was scrapped, but a lot of footage exists online from it. Really, it seems like the rights for the show are all over the place, which probably contributed to its demise. At one point, all the episodes were removed from Shut Up Cartoons to migrate to this Verizon streaming service called Go90, which was where the new Demon Hunter series was going to premiere. But then that site went defunct, and before they could re-upload everything back on Smosh's channel, their manager, Defy Media, also went defunct, so it only exists in archival form now. But at least it's not lost. It's clear this was a part of many kids' childhoods, although whether or not a child should be watching any of this is a topic I don't want to get into, considering how much Oishi is overly sexualized. Like, yeah, there's one big issue with that I feel to mention.
She's 16!
My dad is the greatest demon hunter of all!
Shut up!
See, this is what I was talking about before. This is what Oishi High School Battle was turned into while it was still on Smosh. Oishi Origins, which is a 3-part miniseries explaining what led to the main show. You know, despite the intro already doing that. They never even changed the intro for the spin-off, not even the title on it, even though it condenses the whole miniseries into a title theme. So if this is your first time watching the thing, then the ending is literally spoiled in the first minute. This ultimately makes the whole thing feel pretty pointless. All 3 parts are running with the story of Oishi feeling ashamed of her father for being so washed up, and trying to make sure that he's respected again before she's given her animal sidekick, whose cuteness will depend on the popularity of her family for some reason. But like, we already know he feels. He gets fired and they move on, so like, why do I care? It's not to say it's terrible. Really, if you look at it as its own thing, it's honestly fine. It's only like 10 to 15 minutes total, so it doesn't overstay its welcome, and there were a couple moments I find humorous.
I should have known something was wrong when I stopped getting trophies like this. And started getting trophies like this.
Also, I'll give credit where credit's due. Visually, it looks pretty good. It's still rigged animation, but it works much better here than in Samurai Daycare. I think a large part of that has to do with the character designs here being better. In that one, you were forced to sit and look at the unmoving, dead-eyed expression, whereas here it fits a little better, given that anime is much more focused on limited facial movements and stuff. Not all anime, mind you, don't get up in arms about me saying that, but from the bits and pieces I've seen of it, this style fits much better here. They fucking upped the sexualization tenfold, though. It's shameless. There's like a bunch of more anime girls here too. Someone clearly had fun designing these guys, and it can be a little off-putting at times since, you know, again, this is a show aimed at 12-year-olds, but alas, Oishi Origins is alright. Unneeded for sure, and removing the main character from the real world and putting them in an anime world removes a lot of what made that show unique, but still, wasn't the worst thing in the world. Again though, this is it for Oishi since their next series was cancelled, so Shut Up Cartoons have just lost their most iconic show. Wonder how long it'll be until they find another.